What's going on, guys? Mikkel here, and today we're talking about HBAR and really comparing it to Cardano. If you enjoy this video, make sure you like it down below, comment what you think, and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you check out some of my other videos because I call out some investments you might not know about and you might want to learn more about them. So anyway, guys, let's jump right into this and talk about HBAR. So in this video, I'm really going to be comparing HBAR heavily to Cardano because in my eyes, Cardano has been a very hyped project in the retail financial sector, and something like HBAR has been very slept on. I really don't want to bash Cardano in this video. I just want to point out how much more connected HBAR is with the traditional financial system, how much potential they really have, and the value that might be there because it's trading under the value of something like Cardano. I'm not saying Cardano is overvalued here. I'm just pointing out that HBAR could be severely undervalued. So if we jump right into it, I just want to show you this chart that does a very good job of just giving us a base idea of the difference between Hedera and Cardano. So let's just run through this quick, and I think this is going to really show you guys how impressive Hedera is versus a project like Cardano. So Cardano was founded in 2017 and Hedera August 2019. Hedera is fairly new and actually does not incorporate blockchain technology, but actually something called DAG-based hash graph, which people such as Elon Musk have come out and publicly stated is actually more efficient than something like a blockchain. Because of this, Hedera gets over 10,000 transactions a second, while Cardano only gets 1,000. Additionally, to date, despite being around for a shorter amount of time, Hedera's posted 1.5 billion transactions, while Cardano's only posted 10 million. Additionally, Hedera has over 500 dApps being built on it, while Cardano still has 0 because of the difficulty they've had rolling out smart contracts on the platform. The last couple things that I think are really significant is there's only 300,000 accounts on Hedera and 1.3 million accounts on Cardano. If we compare this and look back at the total transactions, then we can see that there's much few players putting a lot more throughput than through the Hedera system, while there's much more accounts putting a lot less throughput through the Cardano system. I think in large part this is because a lot of the Cardano holders are mostly retail investors who are holding the coin for speculative purposes, while HBAR has deep driven utility with some of its partners. And make sure you guys stick around because I'm going to call out some incredible things going on in the Hedera system that you guys are going to want to see, so stick around till the end of the video. Last of all, Hedera is much more energy efficient and costs less per transaction than using the Cardano system. This is pretty similar to what I just covered, so I'm going to skip through this stuff real quick. And this just really shows the cost per million transactions. ETH is sitting at 600,000, Cardano at 160,000, and then a Hedera at $100. Now this is not a deal breaker for any project. It just shows that the efficiency of Hedera is really much greater than older technologies such as Cardano and ETH. In my own opinion, Cardano is more of a scholarly project than a real, what do you want to call it? A real technology that's being heavily adopted by the traditional financial and legacy companies around the world. Cardano really has taken a very long time to roll out a lot of their solutions, and in the meantime have really been lapped by newer players such as Hedera. And there's only so much Cardano can do to this point because they spent so long building on top of their underlying blockchain that projects like Hedera have built different platforms with different technology that have allowed them to really start off in a further place than something like Cardano. I just wanted to point this out. In the last month, Hedera has done 100 million transactions, and all-time Cardano's only done 13 million. It just shows that while Cardano is likely a solid project, something like Hedera is really just blowing it out of the water. Hedera, and let's get into why Hedera is doing this. Well, the founders of Hedera happen to be or the people governing Hedera happen to be some of the biggest companies in the entire world. We see Chainlink Labs, Boeing's, T-Mobile, LG, Standard Bank, and many other. I know Google's actually on here too. They're just not shown. But I just want to point this out because when it comes to using a blockchain, these guys aren't on this governing council of Hedera because they're going to be using Cardano, if that makes sense. These guys are on this council because they plan on leveraging Hedera in the future, and to be honest, the technology is just so far superior to something like Cardano, I don't see why they would ever use it. I see a lot of retail investors get caught up in their own personal idea of what a blockchain could be, but don't follow the big money. And following the big money is one of the most important things because, Google's right here. What am I, blind? These are the people who are going to be leveraging these blockchains for the most use, and that's why we see something like Hedera with 1.5 billion transactions with only 300,000 accounts, but something like Cardano that doesn't have this caliber of governors and users for the platform. They have much more accounts, but are showing very little actual transactions on their network. So one thing that I actually think is kind of insane that not a lot of people talk about is HyperLedger. I found this article that Hedera is now working with HyperLedger, and it really made me want to look at who's on HyperLedger. And I think you guys are kind of going to be blown away who is part of this HyperLedger ecosystem. Something I really preach is to follow the money. And yeah, I just think this is really going to open your guys' eyes to what are the projects that have, what do you want to call it? The blessing of the powers that be in the world. Because I'm going to scroll through this and you're going to realize who's kind of in this game together and who's kind of being left out. So first of all, we see a very strong start. I can't go over all of these. I don't know them all, but we see Accenture. And for those of you who don't know Accenture, it's a $223 billion company. Consensus, which is a massive corporation involved in Ethereum. IBM, JP Morgan Chase. So, solid start. Let's see what else they got. American Express. Ant Financial, the biggest fintech company in the entire world. We keep scrolling through here. I mean, I'm sure a lot of these are massive. I'm just not that big on a lot of the Chinese ones. We see CVS Health. We see this telecom company. Sorry, I keep scrolling. FedEx. Filecoin, this is a pretty interesting one. Here's Hedera. Here's Huawei. Keep scrolling down. JD, one of the biggest e-commerce plays in all of China. Keep scrolling. LG, Microsoft. Let's keep going here. Oracle. And here's some other blockchains. Look at these three guys right next to each other. Quant, R3, and Ripple. If this doesn't show you who's part of what's what and who isn't, I don't know what is. Red Hat, Samsung, keep scrolling. Splunk, massive company. Tencent, Visa, Walmart. Yeah, and let's see, these I might have a harder time. Mobi, which is a very interesting, I called them out in one of my other videos. Stellar. Yeah. If you're not impressed with the list of companies in there, I don't really know what to tell you. This might be one of the most why am I blanking on the word? Impressive groups of companies all in one place. It seems to me like HBAR, given that a lot of these companies are on the HBAR governing council that HBAR is likely a big part of this. I see Quanta as a big part of this. I see Ripple as a big part of this. I just think this is important to point out because most of YouTube is talking about Cardano, and Cardano isn't even part of the HyperLedger Foundation. The last thing I want to show you guys is Cardano, HBAR is really skyrocketing over the last couple days. But if HBAR had the same market cap as something like as Ethereum, then it'd be trading at $41.70. Now, I'm not saying HBAR is going to replace Ethereum because I don't think anything is going to replace Ethereum at this point. But I think it is important to point out that when Ethereum goes to $1 trillion market cap, something like Hedera could easily obtain a $400 billion market cap. And I just want to point out that this would be a massive increase from the price of Hedera right now. So even though Hedera has been spiking, I don't think this is a bad project to be dollar cost averaging into. My biggest thing is I like to find these projects with the partners, and Hedera has some of the most impressive partners in the industry. That's why I stick to projects like Hedera, Ripple, Quant, DAG, Alliance Block, and I tend to shy away from projects like ADA. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope no one's too pissed off. I hope you enjoy it. Guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps a lot. Check out my other videos. If you guys look back, you can see that I've pretty much been calling out some of the best projects in the entire space, stock market and crypto market. So make sure you subscribe. We're not going to stop. I'm going to keep calling out bangers. And anyway, guys, till the next one, Mikkel out.